Uh-oh, people are already asking about how many Robocops we're gonna have. Hopefully none. That is my hope. Crappy, how about you dodge a Robocop for us? Oh, he's got a good mouth. Oh, and take us on over to the GM reveal. Well, luckily, we do not have a robot in the wings today. Instead, we've got something entirely different. Say hello to our GM. I believe the first time GMing in a main Kusogrand8, but they've helped out a little bit when it came to the Kusogrand8 GM Gauntlet, or GM bracket, that one, blah, blah, blah. Hey, welcome to the stage, to the screen. I don't know where we are. Whatever, it's Polk. Polk Kitsune, come in. Hey there, Polk. Hey there, Polk.
Hi, bro.
Oh my gosh, it's good to have you. How you doing?
Happy to be here. Pretty well. Excited. Happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm glad. You know, Polk, you had a lot of fun giveaways when you were doing the GM bracket. I'm glad that you're here. You know, there were some people who did the GM bracket who were like, you know, I want to play, but you decided to stay in the wings and help out as a GM.
Yes.
And it's great to have you here. So I gotta ask the all-important question. No Robocop, right?
Well, you see about that.
Oh my
I was
God.
hearing that there was a trend happening yesterday.
No.
So,
no.
yes, really there was a trend of Weekend of Robocop, so I kind of wanted to follow along. However, when I went to the OCP to rent Officer Murphy, it turns out they had to send him to the garage after all the coups he had there yesterday.
Oh no!
Yeah, so I had to look for a substitute, and I pulled some strings, called a few people, contacted the chief, and I did find an icon of my childhood to fill in. So, how do you feel about Inspector Gadget, Operation MadKactus?
Oh my gosh, why is the cactus angry? You know what? I have seen a few Inspector Gadget games, you know, the Super Nintendo game, which is kind of borderline good, bad. I do know that we had a top-down Inspector Gadget game, I think, for the Game Boy Advance. This is the first time I've seen this Game Boy Color game.
I will admit also here, if you had asked me 2 days ago, I'd be answering the same thing you did here. I had no idea this existed until yesterday. When I saw this, I thought, yes, yep, just gotta bring it in. Gotta bring it in, it's on team, it's perfect, it's wow.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Yeah, well, you know, the players are going to have 1 hour to try to make as much progress as they can. Whoever does takes the victory. Whoever takes last, though, they're still in the tournament. You know, we give points to each player depending on how they do. 10 for first, 7 for second, 5 for third, and 2 for fourth. All they need to do is get through 4 rounds and get a high enough score in order to move on to the bracket. So, yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be a good time. I gotta work on getting stuff captured, though, so feel free, like,
Of course.
introduce yourself to everybody here. Who are you? What are you?
One of you? Well, I'm Kitsune, as the name says usually here. I'm also one of the members of the Den of Games that tends to enable our little group here. I'm usually going to take care of everything in the background, set things up, and the emulators, getting grouped together. That's usually what I pull off, and thanks to the Den here, we started doing, well, partly thanks to Bro here, when the shuffling, we started shuffling on that, and people started added all kinds of gaming to that. Some of them are making us a little upset, me in particular.
Ow.
And we've had... and I thought, yeah, I was well bring that in.
You know, I love to see, like, the pictures from Retro Book Club. I don't usually get to see it, but like I love to see what games you all checked out. And Okami was saying, oh, this is the first time that I actually like gave out the best game for the group. Do you tend to have a lot of bad games come through that circle?
Oh, heck yes. Oh, it's more likely that you might as well count on one hand, or rather on one finger, the number of times at all good games on Retro Book Club.
Okay.
It's just, oh, There's always something special that happens in there. Even a game where you think, oh, it's gonna be fine, you're gonna get enjoy this, and they're just gonna say, no, that was crap, no.
Yeah, that's fair, that's fair. I honestly, there's some joy that comes when you are playing a game that very few other people have played, though, because, you get an experience that somebody made, but, just putting yourself in so that you have to play for a full hour, it can be intimidating for a lot of people, but at the same time, I think it's so fun,
Indeed. It gives a brand new look for people to see a new game that they've never seen before. And even when you're the game, sometimes you might find things that you not be aware of or share the experience of what the game's based on.
Okay.
It's amazing. And sometimes, even if it's a bad game, it can always have a very unique idea that you don't really see anywhere else. And you can share that with people. Here's a concept that sounds genius on paper, but because it's here, you don't see it anywhere else.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so right now I am just waiting for one player to go live. We're mostly set. We're doing pretty well when it comes to getting everything rolling. And honestly, I want to give a shout out again to Tristan for setting up the back end, making it so that we can actually have this wonderful new streaming system. Of course, yesterday it had a few rough spots. There was some audio. There was definitely audio happening.
Indeed. It's a brand new setup. You gotta work it out, and okay, for those who say that I like painting walls here, no, please, no. No walls today. No walls. No bowling either, please.
Okay, I think everybody is streaming. I just need to make sure. Oh, the stream dropped. Uh-oh.
Spring Indios.
Yeah, that's all right. We're just doing a little troubleshooting to make sure that everybody is good to go. And honestly, welcome to the first weekend of the tournament. There are always going to be a handful of issues when getting things ready. I'm not really concerned, though. Everybody has been patient and super helpful. Not to mention, we have a new awesome role that is the referee role. We sort of had it around in the past, but we didn't really use it. Instead, we are definitely using it. We have a lot of wonderful volunteers who are helping to make sure that all of the scores are tracked correctly and working out fine. And I want to thank everybody who has volunteered to help out. I see Inspector Gadget on the screen. That's always a good sign.
Indeed. His faithful dog Brain.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and, yeah, it looks like the person providing audio does have their audio paused at the moment, and that is fine, because it should just work. It should just work. Yeah.
I mean, all technology should work until they break. It's perfectly logical. It's perfectly normal.
Wait a second. No, their stream's going. Okay, it was me. Oh no,
Bro.
That was a mistake. This was a big mistake. Oh no. Why does it have like a blues riff going on?
It's Inspector Gadget. What else?
So, question for you. We are just about ready to roll, so what emotes would be appropriate for chat to spam today?
Gadgets, anything involving swimming, bombs, books, computers, cactuses, of course, very much important. Very much, you have to have cactuses. And question marks. Oh, yes. Oh, and of course, dogs. You can't have a good game without a good dog.
Yeah, dogs. Okay, spam. And I'm also gonna go ahead and throw out RoboCop. Spam your RoboCops, everybody.
Yes.
Other than that...
Oh, yes.
Okay, we're gonna get rolling.
Yeah. Countdown, come down soon.
Okay, yeah, we're just getting a few questions. I'll invite the winner to come chat. Yeah.
Yeah, when that happens. Yeah.
Okay, the countdown is going. You can keep spamming. We're gonna get started. 3 halves. We have not started. We are starting now. As soon as I see movement, I will start our timer.
Oh boy. Now, Trio decided to skip the intro text. Well, I did tell them there was some recommended reading at first. And, yeah, part of it is that some of the goals at the beginning will be mentioned in there, some of the functions of the games will be in there. If you like your hand-holding and tutorials, this game will have all of them. Because every little question marks that you see plus in there here are all little instructions what to do. There's a lot of them, especially in the first stage. Every single little pickups you also have along the way will each one of them have a pop-up like this explaining what they do. No exceptions.
Oh, you can play as Brain? Okay,
yes.
Yeah, the fact that we have an Inspector Gadget game where you can play as Brain, I love it. Playing as Penny, that's fine. You know what? Inspector Gadget is one of those rare shows where I actually kind of like all of the main characters. You know, Brain rocks, Penny actually rocks, Inspector Gadget is dumb, but he rocks.
Yes, it's so cool.
Yeah, there were so many shows from the 80s where there was at least one person you just hated, you know?
Yeah.
Let me tell you though, like, season 1 of Inspector Gadget is rough. It's very hit and miss if an episode is even going to be enjoyable at all. Seriously. But yeah, learning that you can double jump with Brain is very helpful. It seems like each character is going to have their own abilities. My gosh, Grey Goo Girl almost is almost sequence breaking in some ways with how high you can go with Brain.
Exactly. There's a lot of platforms where you just go right through it.
Well, so questions for you. We've got some questions in chat, but first off, how is progress being tracked here? And actually, did we even have a poll or oh my gosh, a prediction?
Oh no, I don't think you had a poll.
Well, let me go ahead and start.
You might want to fix that.
That's okay. Okay. Here, I'll get that together, everybody. Yeah, unfortunately, we did have an emergency from one of our people who generally helps out with the polls and such, so let me go ahead and get this together, and you will have 2 minutes to bet all of your points, okay? Get them out of here. Yeah.
Up you go.
Okay, 2 minutes. Prediction is started. Who is going to win between the 4 players here?
As for progress, it will be done by stage. There are some stages where you have to put a specific item somewhere in order to progress, otherwise you ain't cleared that stage. That would be a little bomb put on a red X. And only the inspector can do that. Only him, nobody else. You can play Brain as much as you want. Ain't moving forward until you put that bomb.
Well, I mean, that makes sense. You don't want things to explode.
Indeed, you want a proper bomb aficionado to be able to handle your explosives.
So, yeah, what is happening is basically we're tracking progress based off of what stage they get to and in what order is the tiebreaker. It seems like levels aren't super linear, or at least they're pretty confusing to follow.
At first. But some of them will have, as I said, a bomb to go through. The exit signs will mostly point you the right direction, unless, of course, a bomb is involved in that. In that case, good luck. But yes, whoever gets to the first stage or through the furthest progress will be the one being able to get the gold in this case.
Yeah, so again, the progress right now, you know, we've already had people get to 1-3.
Indeed. And Grey Google is now finding out where the problem is, where if she has not read what's happening, we might be stuck for a little moment here. You see that little red X just on the left there? On the screen, that's where you put the bomb. But only this particular late, as I mentioned. And they've just learned that you need to hack a computer with Penny here, but as they just learned, you need to drop the bomb before exiting this level.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I was seeing Alara Cutie at the top left trying to climb the ladder, got to the top of the ladder, and just because she was shifted a bit to the right, ended up doing like the climbing the ledge animation. Okay, this game is already dorky. I love it.
Because if you're doing some horizontal movement and either jumping or just trying to hold up to go up the ladder, it won't stop you moving horizontally, so you'll just throw yourself off the ladder.
This is chaos. I mean, then again, the organization that is evil is named Chaos. It makes sense. Chat, by the way, was pointing out...
It'll bad.
Yeah. We have a lot of first-time... I think all of the players here are first-time players. Alara Cutie, you know, she played in Kuso Live, if I'm not mistaken, and did pretty well. Fornea is new here. Grey Goo Girl has played over on Grudge Match before, and it was a joy to have her. And Schmumbler, also first time. Yeah, this is great. You never know how people are going to do the first time that they do a blind race in Kusogrand8. Sometimes people do a lot better than they expected. And then if they fail, well, guess what? They're bad at a bad game. You know, there is no shame at that.
No shame.
With that said, what's the biggest problem for this game?
Ooh, there's a whole lot of small little problems within it here. Like, as much as we love playing as Brain here, the only one who can actually take a lot of damage is Inspector Gadget. Brain and Penny just takes 2 hits. You just go down with that. Yeah, but also the Inspector has his own problem, because if you hold down any direction on him, suddenly he'll pop out his roller skates, and welcome to ice physics. At any moment.
Uh-oh.
It'll just happen. Controls are weird. The clipping through the platforms is also incredibly wacky. It's hard to be able to tell when you can and when you can't. Including the puzzle game placed into it, you lace into it, all the instructions placed there. It's a whole lot of small little things that will like gravitate you and things just keep going downwards that way.
Oh my gosh, Grey Goo Girl does not like this puzzle, but I think that's a completion for the puzzle. I'm not exactly sure when the puzzle is considered quote-unquote done.
The puzzle will be done once they leave the stage. Once they've done the circuit and everything's routed, they hit select and it'll send current down the wire. It needs to go from one point on the left to the right. And if they somehow fail to get the current to the right side, they lose a life. Right there and then.
Oh no! It just immediately kills you?
Yes! Right there and then. Penny just falls down and poof, gone. But Grey Goo Girl has progress and has now reached the boss.
Oh, very nice. Look at this. What is this?
It's like a mad tank. Like the whole face of mad. Oh, it lays multiple mines. Like... If you hit that mine, not only do you take damage, but you get knocked back all the way backwards. There's no invisible frame for you to recover.
Yeah, it's like they took the mad symbol and turned it into an enemy. I kind of dig that as a boss. I'm not gonna lie.
Look, with Mad, you put your symbol on everything. have to.
So yeah, for
It's not mine.
But for clarification, everybody, Grey Goo Girl is the first one to make it to this boss here. It looks like Schmumbler is in second place.
Yes.
And we'll see from there. You know, we still have plenty of time for the match today.
Ooh, yes.
Now, with that said, I do know that Grey Goo Girl just used a continue. How does the continue system look for this game? Is it rough, or is it going to be...
It's unlimited continues, actually.
Okay.
So you don't have, there is a password system. I told them they could use it, but with the unlimited continues, why would you?
Yeah, question as well, because we've got the HUD here, obviously the number of lives next to the character, that's the number of lives that you have left. The tank next to that number that's vertical, that's your health. You've got G. Yep. What's G? The amount of gold you have?
You'll see for the stages the little GG icons, those are kind of like good coins. Get 20 of them, get extra life.
Okay, gotcha. What about the bar next to the cat that the cat's playing with?
That's your oxygen bar. And the thing is that only one character can dive underwater. Only Penny can dive underwater. She's the only one who's going to be using that bar ever.
So, you know, a very important part of the HUD is something that is only used every once in a while. What a beautiful game. Hey, Schmumbler is dancing and is through as well. It looks like Grey Goo Girl and Schmumbler have completed all of World 1 onto World 2. Alara Cutie and Fornea are currently doing this beautiful puzzle. Absolutely fantastic stuff.
It's amazing.
I mean, I've seen worse puzzles in my life, you know?
It could have been a sliding puzzle. Remember, people, if you're ever hoping to be Kusogrand8, practice your sliding puzzle. You never know it'll come in handy.
Yeah. Okay, Alara has completed it and hit select in order to just plow through that maze and consider it completed. Good job, Penny.
Well played. And
now we have the boss for Alara Cutie and Fornea. Yeah, Grey Goo Girl and Schmumbler are pretty close to each other. Alara Cutie and Fornea are both close to each other. But we have tons of time left in this match. It really is anybody's game at this point.
Yes. Oh, yes. They're doing it real quick, real amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Are we Patty? Yes, Platy Bob's is progress. Seemingly the storyline for this thing is that Dr. Claw's latest plan is to ship cactus to people that are laced with a virus, turning them into cactus.
Ah! No, don't turn people into cactus!
Yes!
Honestly...
not just any...
Oh, yeah? Not any cactus?
Cactus with a Kiku, just to be a little Mortal Kombat. Yes, cactus with a K.
It is cactus with a K, and it's pretty okay. Yeah, in general, you know, the first half of the match, you want to, the main priority is learning how to play the game, but also learning how much you can push this game in order to try to make progress is important, and you can push the game pretty hard. Oh no, did Schmumbler drown? Oh, almost. Oh my gosh.
Almost. Yeah, there are hair pockets at the very least, but they did not fully refill. Will that be enough? And there's only one hit before they get killed, so, and she's dead.
Oh no! Well, that was a very fast game over for Schmumbler, just like 3 deaths in a row. Obviously, some people are going to death abuse, you know, if they die once or twice too early, just hurry and use them all so that you can get back into the game. Considering how fast the levels go, that's not a bad idea. By the way, the developer was RFX Interactive, but the publishers were first Light and Shadow Production, and then Ubisoft was one of the publishers for this game.
And there was also a little option at the beginning of the game marked Unique Key, and I had no idea what that was exactly. A bit more research seemingly showed that there was a Rayman game on the Game Boy Color that had a collectible that if you use that, you could actually link it up to other Ubisoft games that had a little RF sensor inside the cartridge to unlock stuff inside of it.
Oh,
I had no idea this existed.
I'm a little bit horrified because the main director, or the person who worked on the main engine for this game, was actually the development director for Jim Power: The Lost Dimension in 3D, as well as games like Dinosaur Us for Game Boy Color, Ants Racing, Dinotopia, the Time Stone Pirates. Wow, this is... Oh, there's a lot of trash here. I love this. Yeah.
Sounds like I've got some research material.
Entity, that's a game that we've had on Kusogrand8 before, and actually, I would say that is the original Tube and Bin game because back when I first gave it out, unfortunately, it didn't work correctly because of issues with DOSBox. It works correctly now, but yeah, back then we had to end up redrawing. So, you know, Entity is no longer in the Tube and Bin, but it was before Tube and even gave us a bin.
Indeed.
Oh my gosh.
Oof.
So yeah, we've got people who have worked on legendary Kusoge who worked on this game, and I love it. But that said, the art is actually pretty good. You know, we had two main artists, Elaine Jago and Stephanie Zetwug. I don't know how to say these names, oh my gosh. Stephanie ended up working on quite a few different games, though. You know, we have Raymond Cart. Oh, that's horrifying. How about Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell for the N-Gage? You know, that had to be good. This was the first game that they did art for, and I'd actually say they did a pretty good job. Like, you know, I can actually tell what platforms are. Some things look like they might be platforms, but they at least are... You know, the edges aren't dark enough that I'm thinking that you can jump on them. It seems fairly consistent.
Indeed, indeed. Maybe a little bit of experimentation at times. Usually if it's yellow in these stages, it tends to be something you can stand on.
Oh, it's Stefan. Sorry, I apologize.
Stefan.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Welcome to the French.
I guess. I don't know French. I apologize, everybody. I will learn my French one day.
Un jour, tu vas l'avoir.
Some of this music is a nightmare. What is this? Like, the title screen... Yeah, it was terrifying enough. Oh no, the person who did the music for this also did music for Baby Joe, which is an infamous game around here in Kusogrand8 as well. It's one that made Mikuyama extremely angry. He hates Baby Joe. Oh, I don't blame him either. I'm not a fan.
Okay, some of our races have landed in 2-2. And I felt like this was going to be one of the beginning walls for some of our players. Because, as I mentioned, in some stages you have to drop off a bomb somewhere before you can activate the exit. The exit of this stage is found right above the beginning.
Oh yeah!
And in order to access it, you do have to actually switch to make a platform spawn somewhere.
Well, I really do not...
So yeah, you gotta backtrack on that stage.
I really dislike Brain flexing. He has way too many abs. Like, the fact that I can tell that Brain has abs in a Game Boy Color game, that scares me. Now...
Puppy power!
Oh, no, don't bring up that dog! That dog is illegal!
What, you can't handle a little Scrappy?
No, Scrappy, like, it's illegal to like Scrappy-Doo. It's just not okay? Like, I'm usually somebody who's like, you know, I'm not gonna hate because everybody else hates, but I'm gonna... Scrappy-Doo, no, that's absolutely the exception. I am a hater.
Yeah, Scrappy... They tried to bring him to boost ratings. That really did not work.
Well, yeah. How the crap could Scrappy-Doo boost ratings?
They needed a more relatable kid, I guess.
No, that's not how Scrappy-Doo works. Yeah, oh yeah, me as a child, I can better relate to a dog that everybody hates.
Yep.
Actually, as
That
a kid,
just wants to
maybe I
head
would
right into
identify
danger.
with that.
As a kid, you know?
No, I
You did
hated
a lot of
Scrappy-Doo as a
stupid
kid. I did a lot of stupid things, but even I hated Scrappy-Doo. Come on.
Once or twice you can understand that, but all the friggin' time just didn't stop. Was Scrappy the real Poochie? You could say that, yes. Ugh.
I'm a little bit... Okay, sorry, I saw the next game that's coming up, and I'm laughing right now. Yeah, everybody, we are just about 20 minutes into this hour match that we have here. We've got 4 total matches, though, so don't feel like you've got to run. We've got tons of fun. And honestly, I love how Inspector Gadget gets on roller skates and basically appears uncontrollable at that point.
Completely. You can't stop him from actually from going skating left, right. You can hit left, right. So let go of the controller and keep on going. He's certainly fast, yes, but you can't stop him until he actually hits a wall or something.
Yeah, Brain seems like he's probably the optimal choice when you're, like, doing literally any movement in this game. Inspector Gadget seems like a liability, which honestly is true to the cartoons.
The problem with that is that Inspector Gadget is also the only one who can actually tank hits. Brain and Penny can only take 2 hits each, while Inspector might take about 5 for going down. And any gadgets, any kind of weapons you can get, only Gadgets can use them.
Okay, that's fair.
It depends on how careful you want to be.
My question, does each character have their own health bar?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so
Each characters have their own health bar.
even if you take a decent amount of damage with Brain, it's worth switching out to Inspector Gadget to tank some hits. I like that. That's sort of how Wizard of Oz does it for Super Nintendo, although I'm not saying that's a good game. I do like that each character had their own health bar. That made it actually kind of playable in some ways. If not for that, it would have been a nightmare. I mean, it still is a nightmare, but it would have been Nightmare Plus.
Another thing I would like on the game here is that it does have unlimited continues, which is very, very good, but it doesn't mean that lives aren't useful, because the checkpoint within the game is extremely generous. If you die somewhere, you'll most likely be dying not too far from where you are. And I see Fornia has actually reached level 2-3, which is where you'll meet the Death Water.
Death Water?
Oh yeah. Yes! Possibly electrified water? And of course, as soon as you touch it, poof, you're gone.
Honestly, you know, water's weird. Everybody worries about water and electricity, but, like, considering how much it disperses an electrical current, I don't know.
It depends on how large the body of water is and how salted it is, I believe.
Okay,
yes.
So the salt content matters. Yeah, just don't mix them. Just don't be dumb. Like, I think that in certain cases it's less dangerous than you would imagine, but still, just don't. Just stay away.
Don't try that.
Someone in chat is asking if I've been mildly electrocuted. Electrocuted means you died. I have not died from being shocked, but I have been shocked plenty of times.
I have been too before here. Not a pleasant feeling, very tingly, but it takes very little amount of voltage for something to be irreparably damaged.
Yeah, it's more the amperage that is the issue. Voltage can hurt a lot more without actually causing too much damage, but amperage, the higher the amperage, the more dangerous it's going to be. Yeah, I've touched electric fences. I've been shocked by a shower in Brazil. I had multiple times where, like, had I been less lucky, oh my gosh, I got some very bad shocks while living in Brazil. Oh no, Alaracute is basically on... Yeah, okay, this is the deadly water, right?
Yep.
This is very similar to like Donkey
water.
Kong. Or Donkey Kong Country 2, you know, the tower climb.
Oh yes, and you also need to actually, if you weren't playing as Brain, which why wouldn't you be playing as Brain this stage, you'd have to hit switches to activate platforms, which also you can't just stand on those switches, you literally have to jump on them to activate. It'll try to make some progress, but those platforms already move before you actually get to them. So it's very possible that that platform you're supposed to need to get up might already be underwater by the time you reach there. It is.
Oh, I don't like this music.
Crazy.
It's weird. Ugh. Yeah, like some of the music is very just bait. I don't know. It's boring. But then this music is like aggressively strange. There, like, it has good moments where I'm like, okay, this is kind of enjoyable, and it goes.
This is not what it wants to do.
That's what it wants to do. You know it.
Yep.
Yeah, everybody in chat, by the way, mentioning that this is Kusogrand8 evil. Yeah, this is what we like. Here's the deal: the game is cute, and honestly, it seems like it's fun in some ways. But like, the number of blind jumps in this is just too much. The level of difficulty for this stage, like, it was such an increase in difficulty. It's like, how are you expecting kids to get through this?
We don't know. They put so much hand-holding into it in some ways. Yet there are times where it's just cruel. Even those platforms are something that you need to get up. If you stand on them too long, they'll drop.
Oh yeah.
Just, what do you expect out of us?
Honestly, like.
Ooh.
Honestly, I'm less worried about the level of difficulty when you have infinite continues and you start on the same level that you were on. You're allowed to make games significantly more difficult if people can get back into the action quickly, which they can in this game. So I'm gonna go ahead and say maybe it's too difficult for what the game is, but I actually am kind of okay with that. You know, come on, as a kid, I was playing things like freaking Little Nemo, the Dream Master. This isn't as hard as that.
No, and again, it's very generous with the continue situation. You don't get all the way back just because you ran out of lives.
A Grey Goo Girl is in the lead. I think Fornea has gotten...
Yes.
Nope, maybe not. I thought Fornea got through, but this is a really tall tower.
Rose. Oh, yes. Now, for Grey Goo Girl, she's fighting the boss. The boss is quote-unquote simple, but it has 3 computer terminals all around the place that you need Penny to hack and turn them into gadget symbols. Unfortunately, if you don't hit those little switches around the place, there's no platform for you to stand on the computer. You gotta hit those switches so this happen. And while Penny is hacking, she's still vulnerable to attacks, and lest I need to remind everybody, she can only take 2 hits.
Yeah, that is being one of the biggest issues here. Like, the climb would be fine if it didn't have all of these enemies just murdering you on the way that you can't see until you actually make the jump up there. There we go. I think Fornea is through into the computer. Time to do the minigame. Was that Alara who got through, or Schmumbler? Oh, Alara is through.
Alara got through too.
Okay.
Schmumbler just reached a console.
Oh,
and Fornea's currently the puzzle.
Schmumbler unfortunately died right before being able to access the computer, and will have to play this entire stage again. Mind you, like, it looks like in a speedrun situation, this stage is probably about 20 to 30 seconds. Like, it's not very long.
Yes. If you know what you're doing, yes, and there's plenty of glitches and such and clipping, you can just get through it. But the first time going through it blind, that might be a problem. That water is kind of quick, with no rubber banding whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want it to rubber band. I want it to stay behind, you know? Be like Donkey Kong Country 2, that's got water rubber banding, and it is terrifying. The water's just, like, suddenly caught up. Like, no, stay away, water, stay away, stay away.
Just stay back, stay back. And our cutie actually got the exit door open for the boss.
Very
Might
nice.
have a lead change here. And there we go, World 3.
Oh my gosh, the volcano? We're going to volcano?
Yes! Yes! The whole island is a volcano!
Well,
It's Dr. Claw, of course he has a volcano base!
So there we go. Yeah, we have a lead change, but Grey Goo Girl is right behind Alara.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, it's extremely close between the players right now. But we still have half of the match left. It's anyone's game. You know, if Fornea can figure out how to get through this boss quickly, she'll be caught right back up. Schmumbler moving on to the boss as well. This is absolutely a fever dream, though. I'm like, what the crap is even happening in this world?
What is happening? Everything's on fire! As you would expect in a volcano! If a volcano is not on fire, it's preparing to be on fire!
Ah. I like the music occasionally. Oh, I was just complaining about the music. Now I'm saying that I like it.
Yeah.
I'm broken. I don't
It's
know.
inconsistent.
Yeah,
It's weird.
hit and miss, you know?
Yeah.
I would say that no matter how crappy your music is, if you've got at least one bop in your game, I'm gonna say that I like the music in the game. Like, I will forget all of the mistakes if you have something great.
It's possible. It also depends on how frequently you've got the bad music too. Like if it happens all the freaking time over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, it's not gonna be great. It's all you don't remember.
So here's the overall plot of the game. Just so that people know what is happening here, it's extremely important because it turns out a new company opened up, the MadKactus company. People have been buying, obviously, the product, but unfortunately, after buying cacti, they have been disappearing. Oh no!
Who knows?
Yeah, calling Gadget. This is the boss. Your mission: neutralize the cannibal cactus factory on Awu Iwu, the secret island of It's named Awu Iwu.
Yes.
I feel like I'm offended for some reason. Yeah.
Oh my!
Awu Iwu, Awu Iwu, Awu Iwu Iwu. The Uwu Island.
We know why it's evil.
That's the secret island of Dr. Claw, and they have to place polymer chewing gum bombs in strategic points in the factory because, you know, a chewing gum bomb is the most practical way of dealing with, terrorists. I don't know. Chewing gum.
Yeah.
Hey, it worked for Skulljagger, you know, it might as well work for Inspector Gadget, too.
Sadly, he's fine.
Yeah, so as it per the lore, Inspector Gadget doesn't know that Penny and Brain are there, but considering that you can do a hot swap between them at any point, I feel like Inspector Gadget is unusually stupid. Like,
It's kind of to the show. Penny has a tendency of always following along, trying to help him, bringing Brain along, and they're usually the one who solve everything. The Inspector's just bubbles everywhere. He's not even aware she tags along.
I do kind of like the robot wolves, though. Those are kind of cute.
And it's Awu Awu.
It is Awu Iwu. Awu Iwu.
Inspector Gadget is a diversion, yes. He's the thing bringing every single agents go after him and leaves Penny to do the actual work.
To be fair, that's basically his MO, and he doesn't even know it. They're like, we'll go ahead and like trick Inspector Gadget's daughter or niece into doing all of the work. We can't pay her because, you know, she's a kid. So, whatever, it's Inspector Gadget's job. Just make sure you take Penny with you. Huh?
Yep, just to make sure that Inspector Gadget survives. That's why he's been amped up with so much cybernetics and nobody can touch him.
My gosh. Like, I'm just watching people trying to descend in this level. Let me tell you, this isn't just blind jumps. This is, like, blind falling. You have to. And there are going to be traps below. So, this level is a nightmare for anybody who, like, enjoys good level design whatsoever. This is not good design.
And that's something that most of our players tend to go with brain most of the time. And I've seen some of them finding a new appreciation for the Inspector.
Honestly, that would probably be a very good idea at this point with how much brain has been dying.
Yeah. Doggone it.
Doggone it. Oh no.
And Grey Google has hacked the computer terminal and found out it only opens up a cave that has 2 muffins.
That has 2 what?
Muffins. That's your health pickups.
Ah, muffins. Obviously you're gonna be eating. Oh crap. Sorry. If it looks like if it sounds like I'm adjusting my microphone, that's because I accidentally just had it come off of my desk. Yeah. No, don't worry, don't worry.
Mic drop.
Ah! Not a purposeful one. Oh my gosh.
Look, I'm sure that Inspector Gadget has contacted Goku and have found out how to make a muffin button.
Ah.
Explains how he survives.
You know what? Muffins would be a decent reward for, like, solving crimes and stuff. I think that'd be great.
It would have been more cliche if it was donuts. Oh, and Grey Google has made it to 3-2.
Very nice, very nice.
Alright. Muffins.
Muffin. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm gonna be able to get I'm gonna get the microphone back up. I promise. Like, I'm literally holding the entire microphone arm in front of my hand, or in front of my face, so that I can watch and try to, is that gonna do it?
And this was how Bersentia was introduced into reporting. Just don't close the microphone! You can make- we don't want to silence, bro! We need your voice in our life!
Okay, problem solved?
Problem solved?
I think so. Yeah!
That's it, woohoo!
Woohoo! Okay.
That is woo! No, wait, it's not that, this is Better Gadget. Wowzers!
A crikey. No, he doesn't say crikey.
Nope. Wowzers.
That's right, Chief. I'm always on duty.
He's the best inspector I've got. And he's the only uncle I've got. If Inspector Gadget's the best he has, the Chief needs a better hiring practice.
Yeah. You know what? The Chief deserves to blow up occasionally. Like, he's a fine dude, but he is kind of grumpy. Why not blow him up?
You see, occasionally, it's the gag of the whole thing. Every time you received they gave Inspector Gadget a message, it would always self-destruct.
Oh, yeah.
It would crumple up, toss it right into the Chief. Blowing up is a daily thing for him.
Yeah, I fully recommend, like, the thing is, that gag actually plays out in the Super Nintendo Inspector Gadget game, and I really appreciate it. Not only that, but the Chief, like, Inspector Gadget always gets the message while at home, but the Chief is always in some different object, and it's actually kind of endearing. That game has some very rude places, but I actually think that it's overall an enjoyable game. Flawed, but enjoyable, you know?
Which just reminds me, as I said here, I just found this game yesterday. I found it here, and we had a stream yesterday just for cause, and somebody said, yeah, by the way, Polk here, have Inspector Gadget on Z-SNES. On that whole broken thing.
Oh no. Was the music broken?
Yes. Even if my Coke streamer Varant and Mifa says that the music sounds fine, it was broken. There was no.
Oh, you see, so they're lying. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. How can I say? I believe they've been so wounded by bad games that their measures of quality of good is kind of off. That's why whenever we call Varant by his full title is the operator of quality with a capital KW.
Heck yeah! By the way, thank you so much for those who resubscribed and followed. I see Jeff and Rue and Delacroix and Crease and Maxale resubscribed. Thank you. Also for the follows from Raiden Dean, EBD, Mixmew, and Smart Person. Obviously, you are a smart person to enjoy watching others suffer. That's just life, you know? How else are you gonna find joy? Oh, Schmumbler falling. Yeah, these blind jumps and like the navigation with all of the damage below you, it's just pure evil. It's so hard.
Yep. You are able to look up and down. In fact, if you look up as the inspector, his neck will actually extend upwards.
Okay, so they're maybe taking things a little bit quicker than they necessarily need to.
Also believe that Grey Google has reached the boss, or it's really Black Elemental?
It looks like a boss.
They're fighting the bug from Fern Gully.
Oh my gosh. Even as a kid, I was like, wow, this is propaganda.
Jeez.
I mean,
it's a cactus ghost. Oh god, I see it now.
Not all propaganda is for wrong purposes. Like, obviously, we need to care for the environment, but holy crap, that was propaganda. Yeah, It's a lot easier to see something not being propaganda if you already agree with it.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's perfectly normal message.
Yeah.
No questioning it.
Yeah, it's just...
as they say, you're not immune to propaganda.
Oh, no. The reason propaganda is, propaganda is because it works. And
exactly.
It's not just the average person who is going to be subject to propaganda. Pretty much everybody is vulnerable to propaganda. It's just, it's really difficult to recognize at times, though. Okay, Inspector Gadget, are you propaganda? I don't know, you're fighting this ugly thing. Might be.
For that, just reminds me that another thing about the episodes of the cartoon, at the end of every episode, there'd be a section for Gadget Says. And that's the only time he's actually competent in giving counsel about things.
Yeah.
Actual house tips.
And he actually gave good advice for those. Thank you, Inspector Gadget. Yeah,
so he really is a robot cop at home.
I think that I'm not sure if it ended up being required that cartoons did that. I know there was a lot of concern during that era of, cartoons that didn't do anything positive.
Yeah, especially if for some of them, at the time there were a lot of cartoons that were just selling toys. And if you were selling toys that way, you kind of ban that out completely. They need to have a certain amount of educational content.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's a decent exchange. And honestly, the bits at the end of the cartoons were funny enough that they were sometimes better than the actual episode. Like, when you can make a quote-unquote education better than your overall cartoon, you've done a good job. Seriously.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that also brought us this segment about Sonic Says and Bad Touch.
It's not
Classic
cool.
feeling.
Oh my
Not
gosh.
cool.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, even if we make fun of it, we still all agree with the overall message there. And, you know, it's not, like, it's not necessarily, just because it's cheesy doesn't mean that it's done in a bad way. It's just really cheesy.
The intention is still there, yep.
Yeah, the intention
So
is there, and we'll never forget it. We'll never forget it. It's stuck in our brains forever.
And Grey Goo Girl may have progress. The smog boss has been separated, blown to smithereens, and here we go.
Yeah!
World 4.
Oh, yeah, World 4.
And Shoveler headed into second, reaching the smog boss. The VATS! Oh god, we're gonna enter VAT, man, aren't we? I didn't bring the banana! Ah!
Ah!
It's Robocop now, Batman.
Batman, whoa, whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah. So, just for clarification, Grey Goo Girl is definitely in the lead, right?
Oh, yes.
And Schmumbler, a little bit behind. Schmumbler is actually on the boss as well.
Yes. That boss is a little tricky on that part because what you see on Schmumbler on the right side, there's a little part of bubbling lava that shoots up. You gotta bring the boss over there, but you have to lead him. And because of how the camera pans out, it's very easy to despawn him back to the beginning. And get even a little bit of distance, you'll just mosey backwards. This is... Mwah.
Mwah. Oh no! Grey Goo Girl jumped into a pit. Who cares? It's very inconsequential because you can just, like, these levels are so short that you can fall into pits. Oh my gosh, this helicopter ability that Inspector Gadget has is very helpful. I'd say that, like, Brain overall is the better one for moving around, but Inspector Gadget is fantastic with that helicopter upgrade.
Yeah, it's always been his more famous gadget in his arsenal. Like, it'll get him everywhere, and if you have the ammunition for it, that helicopter will take you the distance. No questions.
Yeah. So, it looks like this is how the stage is going so far. Schmumbler, or Grey Goo Girl is the person who is in the lead at this point, having made it to the next stage. Schmumbler, though,
reached a problem.
Schmumbler is making some good progress here as well. I believe, yeah, he is also past the boss. Currently, Fornea is trying to beat the boss, and Alara Cutie making it there right now, currently in fourth. That is the order that I believe that we have. I do want to give a shout out to all of the referees who are helping with this match. We've got Linkura, Jerry Aris, Sober Dwarf, and Buster Curie working to help. Some of them are players as well. We make sure that the referees don't get too much knowledge of the various GMs and such, but, you know, they have the tracking goals for what's happening here, and I appreciate all of the help that they have given in order to make sure that we get accurate results without having to go back and review every single VOD, because that used to be what we kind of had to do. That was a lot of work.
We're about to see if there's a lead change here, because before Grey Goo Girl and Schmumbler, Grey Goo Girl reached the ending of the stage, she forgot to drop the bomb.
Uh-oh.
And I don't think she dropped the bomb this time either. She might be ready right back to it. No bombs in place. So now they're gonna need to find that Red X. Whoever finds Red X may take the lead.
Ah, very nice. Alara is just trying to punch the tank at the end of the stage. Honestly, here's the deal. The game pretty clearly, paints that this is a boss level. You have to fight the boss. But in the rules of Kusogrand8, if anybody manages to find a skip or anything that we didn't outlaw before the match starts, we generally allow people to use them, and we have had people find ways to get past bosses without actually fighting them. I don't know if that's possible in this game, but in a hypothetical world that it is, they could definitely use that.
Considering how much clipping we've had through platforms and brain climbing right through them, I'd say it's very likely that clipping could be done in some sections. The question is, will it help progress?
How did Alara die? She wasn't even anywhere near the lava. She was on a platform. If you're a little bit standing off the ledge of a platform, can the lava underneath hurt you?
Yeah.
Oh, this is a great game.
Lava split, lava split, and
hey!
There we go.
That's all you have to do to beat the boss?
Yeah, gotta lead him to that. They'll split into 3, and then we'll open the door. You can finally defeat it.
That's so stupid. Well, Alara
Sure
is
is
in last, but it's really going to come down to who can figure out 4-1 first. Well, I mean, Schmumbler appears to have...
4-2.
Yeah, Schmumbler is on 4-2. I'm not sure about Grey Goo Girl right now.
They are. They're both on the same stage. They're trying to find a way to get to that Red X. But simply as blocked, meaning they need to find a little platform switch to open up the door to reach that Red X.
Gotcha.
Oy.
Yeah.
We might just end up here on Batman World.
Batman. I like that guy, Batman. You know, always swimming in bats. Also, can I just say thank you so much, everybody who's here. We had a fantastic audience yesterday. We have a great group today. Usually at the start of Kusogrand8, it's around 150 people. So having over 200 people yesterday and today is just fantastic. I really appreciate y'all coming and supporting the players and heck, supporting the show.
Indeed. I'll just bring more game like this of quality and having fun with all of this. It's great. We've been doing this for quite a long time here. It's always a blast to see this, to participate, and it's fun to actually take part of giving up games like this. This is fascinating. Oh, don't tell me you had. I think Grey Goo Girl may stick to her position at this point, because she figured out how to open up the X door. You gotta be Penny and punch the wall.
Obviously, you know. How else are you supposed to open walls or whatever?
I think that was part of the instructions for 4-2.
Yeah, the players have been skipping instructions at the beginning of levels. You did explicitly say that reading helps, but it is up to their discretion if they want to read or not. Skipping could potentially be a fatal flaw.
Indeed. As I said, it is highly recommended.
Yeah, I'd say for a game like this, with the chief giving you instructions at the beginning of every level, at least if you get a game over, he gives the instructions again. So, you know, if you get to a point in the level where you're like, I have no idea what to do, you can go ahead and read the instructions. It might actually be a little bit faster to skip most things as long as you can read it after a game over.
Indeed.
And then once I got a game over, I'd be like, okay, I'll see what the chief has to say this time, because I don't know what I'm doing.
Indeed.
Okay, Alara Cutie read through it.
Yes, there's actually, I'm not sure if the chief is the one that actually said it, but there is a question mark at some point telling that Penny is the only one who can punch these 1 square pixel switches, that she's the only one who can put your fist through into it to open up.
Are you serious? Oh no.
Yes! It's as if she finds a hidden USB port, is the only one with a USB key to hack in. The one character that's the worst at moving and jumping around is the only one to open up that X.
My gosh, this is going so fast. Like, here's what I'm thinking here. I've hosted a lot of races, and it turns out that when it feels like the race has just flown by, that usually means that although the game might not be good, it is still a lot of fun. And I'm having a lot of fun with this game. I actually think for Game Boy Color standards, it's not terrible. It makes sense that this is a first round game. It's got lots of flaws, but it still has charm, and I like that.
Indeed. It's not completely terrible, there's still some stuff to it. And seemingly Chandler has also found out how to set up the bomb.
Yeah, set us up the bomb, everybody. Come on. We've only got 5 minutes left. The players are really going to have to try to make as much progress as they can in this final stretch.
Indeed. It's for Grey Goo Girl, Chandler, it's whoever's gonna be. If Chandler does not get to exit the stage before Grey Goo Girl, well, she'll be stuck in one. He'll be stuck in second place. Grey Goo Girl is at the puzzle, so odds are she'll be with the lead at this whole time. She will have the lead.
Yeah, Grey Goo Girl's doing the puzzle. It should go pretty quickly, though.
Indeed. I will also mention that the locations for these plugs are also completely random. So you never know where exactly they're gonna be.
Oh no.
And the only difference, I believe, between all the stages and all those little things is how much time they give you.
Okay, there we go. Grey Goo Girl is through the electricity, winning the maze and moving on to the next stage.
But
maybe?
Actually, shoved up an easy ending puzzle and took the lead by seconds.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Considering it, everybody, considering that we are currently, running everything through an RTMP, everything is pretty much as synced up as possible. We do not have to worry about Twitch delay. We may have a little stream delay, but the streams do catch up on the system that we have here. You can consider everything pretty much as synced up as we could humanly make it.
Indeed. It's a wonderful setup. Oh yeah, the Gadget has a swimming animation that if he lands into water, he'll inflate like a balloon and just float helplessly. As he does. Gadgetflation, yeah.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, gadget inflation. He gets all big and round. That's just life.
An allergic reaction to water. I feel it's a problem with that. Maybe you wouldn't have so much an allergic reaction to baby food.
Yeah, his jacket did have a flotation device. I like that almost none of Inspector Gadget's gadgets were helpful. They almost always sabotaged him, mostly because he didn't know how to use them or just was way too optimistic about how good they were.
There was also a lot of malfunction between them because he cut off a specific gadget and his head would pop up for anything else otherwise. Classic picture of him is him pulling out about 5 different hairs out of his head, and none of them were what he was asking for. Gadget doesn't have time to read manuals.
We've got 2 minutes left. This is going to matter between Grey Goo Girl and Schmumbler. If either of them can beat the stage, then that would definitely be a lead change. or a solid lead. You know, Grey Goo Girl is currently in second due to making it to this stage after Schmumbler, but if Grey Goo Girl can beat the stage, then that is absolutely a victory here. Oh my gosh, it's really a... Then again, Fornea is on that stage as well, right? Is every...
Yes, they've just got third, so they're all on the same stage, it seems.
They're all on the same stage?
Yep.
Oh, except for a Lara Cute.
He's not there yet, but yes.
Okay, they're almost all on the same stage.
But I believe this is another bomb stage, and I believe Grey Goo Girl has found the bomb location. So because of that, Grey Goo Girl may have just secured belt back on first again. At the last minute.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens here. Okay, Grey Goo Girl is at the terminal. Are we gonna be able to do the puzzle? Fornea is there as well, huh?
Yes, they seemingly also dropped the bomb earlier. I completely missed that.
So will either of them be able to solve this puzzle?
Ooh, it's gonna be up to the puzzle solving.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I think Fornea has taken
Oh, and there we go. Grey Goo Girl finishing it as well. Fornea steals the victory in the last 15 seconds. We have a very clear winner right at the buzzer. Fornea moves from third into first and wins the match. Everybody, welcome to Kusogrand8, where you never know what's going to happen. Oh my gosh. I can barely breathe. Fornea takes first.
Oh, nice.
Grey Goo Girl second. Schmumbler, who was in first, unfortunately was robbed and takes third. Alara Cutie takes fourth. That is the order.
Wow. Oh, that is.
How do you feel? How do you feel about how things went, by the way?
Oh, I'm surprised. They got further than I did, so I was a little confused on that. But such a clutch ending at the end. The players perfect wonderfully. I expected people to go a lot harder on 2-2, but that was well played.
Oh, that was fun. Fornea, welcome and congratulations. You stole that win. You absolutely...
Yes.
You were in third, okay? Until the last 15 seconds where you moved into first. Like, what the crap?
Well, it's like I was saying in the pre-match lobby. I will show you the true power of being the third strongest.
I mean, I guess you succeeded there. Holy guacamole!
Holy moly!
Yeah. So
both of you were the last puzzle on that stage, and you just took a moment, seconds, to complete that puzzle and get through to first. Like, what the heck?
Yeah,
I actually kind of like this game. Actually, I have to say, this is actually a pretty fun game.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting an Inspector Gadget game, though, to just be like, yes, Brain's Quest for Butt Muffins.
I know, right?
Yep, it's a grain adventure. Oy.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, what do you think of the game overall, though?
I think it's pretty neat, honestly. It's pretty clear that they were seriously looking for excuses to give Penny something to do.
Yeah.
So Gadget can fight, Brain can move, Penny can, etc.
Yep, like she was the Gadgety of the group on this year, and everybody would expect a Gadget here could only take 2 hits all the time. And fighting the X, but with Penny punching that one little hole, that one little square there, you have to learn that somewhere.
Yeah, like, I genuinely had forgotten about that mechanic because it hadn't been enforced up until that point, and I'm just like, I ended up jumping on one of those like white tiles that's like a hidden ladder or something, and I'm like, wait a minute, hidden thing. Penny can see hidden. Let's go back down here and aha!
Ah,
Aha! Well, good job, Penny. Honestly, yeah, that's something that I probably would have forgotten. Like, there's so many little mechanics and so much reading in the game that tells you that, like, people are skipping things that were essential, but luckily, after getting a game over, they were able to read through what the chief had to say, and I'm like, how do you even balance this out? How do you decide how you want to do it? It's a very, very difficult balancing act, let me tell you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you could probably tell that I was mostly just switching over to Brain and just like doing leaps of faith just to see if it took me somewhere useful, which usually the answer wasn't, but occasionally it was.
Oh yeah.
That's how you find progress.
Oh, I really like. What's weird to me is that like throughout the whole match, it was really between Grey Goo Girl and Schmumbler holding a pretty solid lead. You just came out of nowhere. Like, what happened during the last 5 minutes? What was on your mind?
Yep.
Mostly over the course of the whole thing, I was just like, okay, so there's like objectives. I need to keep my eye out for objectives. And it wasn't until like the first level where it's like, oh, Gadget has an X here. Like, oh, that's how this is going to work. So then I made a point for going out of my way for those because I didn't even know if you could end the level if you didn't do them. Can you actually end the level without placing the bombs?
No,
Not that I
everybody
know
who
of.
skipped the bomb, unfortunately, reached the terminal and said, yeah, you must place a bomb first.
All right, well, I was on the right track on that one at least.
Oh yeah.
Yep. I believe you were still on the smog bomb when the two others had already reached 4-2. So yeah, you took this and rocketed through 4-1, and 4-2 had caught right up.
Yeah, I got a little lucky in that as soon as we like hit the 5-minute mark, I entered a stage and it's like, yeah, Gadget's fourth bomb is here, and I happened to jump right into it immediately, just like absolute blunder. And it's like, oh, okay, let's just plant this bomb, just gonna fall over here, and hey, that is where the exit is. Cool. and then like I see the 1 minute mark call in the Discord channel, and I see what I need to do to get to a penny computer point, so I just went in there and just jackhammered it out as fast as I could.
Yeah, that's fair. And honestly, definitely the way to do it in the last minute or two, you know. The game really allows you to push pretty hard and isn't too punishing if you die. And that made it very exciting, I think, the entire way through, that, you know, everybody kept trying some pretty wild strategies in order to get through the game. I don't know. I like, this was a big surprise to me with how enjoyable it ended up being. It was
Yeah,
good.
this is actually a pretty decent game. Like it's certainly jank, but I wouldn't say that it's bad. I think it's actually pretty fun, honestly.
It's a whole lot of little bit of janks here and there peppered all the way through. That if you find something a little too spicy for you, it might cause you some problems. But you all surprised me on the match on how well you all did.
Yeah, I had no frame of reference personally. I was like, I don't know how well anybody's going to do. I've never played this game. I know nothing about it other than I like Inspector Gadget, and Inspector Gadget games tend to not be the best. But this might be like the Super Nintendo game I enjoy. I don't think this is quite as good as the Super Nintendo game, but it still seems like a lot of fun, especially like some of the movement tech. If you got really good at playing this, it seems like it would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, like it really feels like, okay, this is broadly designed for Gadget, but if you can brain well, then you're just gonna go.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no way to dodge everything. Just don't get hit. That's the thing, right? Just don't get hit. You'll be fine.
I mean, you know, Brain has a better constitution than Bubsy and better air control, so you know.
Ah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah,
I mean, what?
Basically, I would say that, you know, this match, as far as I'm aware, everybody was a new player, and because of that, everybody, like, with how close all of you were to each other, you all should feel proud about how you did. You know, someone has to take first, somebody has to take fourth. That's just how the rules go. But that is the way to play, all of you. You did fantastic.
Yeah,
I love this.
I'm really interested in looking back at the feed and just seeing how like everyone else was going, because you know, like I can't watch it while I'm doing the thing.
No, of course not.
Oh yeah, you gotta go. Like, if there's one to go back and check out, this one is a fun match, I think. Well,
oh yes.
now I do need to ask you, Fornea, do you stream at your own channel? Do you play other games over there?
I do, in fact. I can be found at Twitch TV Fornea.
Okay.
And I am a retro/variety VTuber. I actually run SMZ3 weekly on Sundays. I would be doing that today, but I have a different race today, so...
Hey, it ended up working out. I'm glad you came. Yeah, everybody, you should follow the players. Fornea, we had Grey Goo Girl, Schmumbler, and Alara Cutie, all of them new to the tournament. All of them have done fantastic. If you're one of the players in your chat right now, feel free to say, hi, I played, because I love to be able to share, like, other people's streams here.
Yeah, I'd also like to give like a special nod to Grey Goo Girl, because last month, we, along with Flannel Cat and Arborelia, we all did a Metroid Planets race at the back end to close out Winter Power Up for Pride 2023, and it was funny getting matched with Grey Goo Girl, because it's like, you get to take another shot at me, and she's just like, oh, I'm gonna lose.
Oh yeah. Well, it's great that, like, I love how many friendships there are that I don't know about. I get to learn about the little friend groups here.
Speaking of friend groups, Pokey, I'm shift killing you tomorrow, next Thursday.
No, you can't threaten. You're threatening our GM. Okay, well,
you're gonna get the uniform special. I didn't know you were involved in this.
Uh-oh. Polk, you're in trouble now.
I didn't go to the matchup for selected. I just picked the date.
Oh, well, thank you both so much. We're going to have to move on to the next match, but thank you for playing. Polk, thank you for giving the game. And all of the players, thank you so much. Again, feel free to get, like, chat in chat and basically say that you're one of the players, because I love to be able to help people like grow with their communities, and honestly, everybody who plays here is fantastic. Thank you so much. All right,
absolutely. I'm glad that we could get things started off on a high note for today.
Yeah, like, what a strong match. Definitely already one of the highlights for the group stage, in my opinion. All right, we'll go ahead and let you both go then. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, see you two later. Apparently, I have to wrangle, though. Flannel Cat, what do you mean I need to wrangle?
You need to put her through the dryer.
That's wrinkled.
Wrangle, close enough. It's a closed space. You'll get something done.
All right, I'll get it done. Well, Crappy is going to take us on over to the game reveal. I'll let you go, Fornea. Take care.
You too. Have a good day.
Bye. Well, Crappy, I know that you've been waiting for a while here.